Hello, everybody, and welcome to Against the Fence. This is the place to be if you're obsessed and passionate about the UFC. And today we're joined by Chris Duncan. Chris, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing fantastic, thank you.
Good, good, good. Hang on, we just got no ears for some reason. We haven't got you in the ears, which is strange.
I have on my
Oh, yeah. Oh, it might just be me.
yeah.
Okay, at least you can hear him then. I just need to toggle on here then. Let's probably yes. Let's give you a quick introduction. So Chris Duncan he's got a professional record of 9 wins with 1 loss. He's yet to make his UFC debut, but he trains out of MXP Fitness, and he's also coming off of an impressive win on Dana White's Contender Series.
Yes.
Now, to dive straight in, because we got limited time with Chris, so if you are watching us, pop your questions in. We might have a little limited time, but it'll be first come, first served basis. Yeah, well, let's get flying into it now, Chris. You join just a small handful of fighters from Scotland who have signed with the UFC. Have you spoken to Paul Craig since signing, and has he offered any kind of advice?
Not really, no. I've trained with Paul back and forth for years now, and he knew just as much as I did that I was going to be in the UFC at one point. It was just a matter of time. Obviously, due to the mishaps that happened last time with the weight cuts and stuff like that, that kind of hindered my performance leading into the Contender Series, and that's one of the reasons, not the only reason why I lost, but definitely was a feather in my cap, so something that I can use for the future and something that I can kind of relate to. And now that obviously this was like plain sailing, I managed to feel way more comfortable and then get in there and get the job done.
Yeah, definitely. That Contender Series, like, obviously he was in a little bit of trouble at one point. It just reminded me of the Czech Congo versus Pat Berry, like just being rocked and then just coming back with that big knockout.
Yeah, it wasn't really the punches that were bothering me. When he punched my left eye. My left eye, I've been having to get some treatment on that the last couple of days. It's a bit of a problem, so that messed with my vision and my depth perception in the fight. So it wasn't so much the punches were hard. Don't get me wrong. Like, obviously they're putting me to the ground and stuff like that and put me off balance. But it was actually the knee that hurt me the most.
Okay.
But out of obviously IQ and obviously in my mind, I wanted to hit and move and outskill this guy, but he didn't give me the option to do that. So he just got a left, right, good night, and then that was it.
That was it. Night for him.
You did have to weather the storm a little bit in that last fight, and like you just briefly mentioned there, you did suffer an eye injury during the exchanges. Now, tell us what happened, and was it a thumb that caught your eye? What kind of damage did it cause?
Obviously, I think it was, looking at the time, I thought it was actually a finger that went in my eye with the pain that when it happened. And then obviously you see me wipe it in the fight. So at the time it was fine, but obviously been to opticians and that, and I've damaged it now. The healing process is fine. I've just had to have a little bit of laser eye treatment to fix it. So I'm back training as of when was it, last week? So nothing too crazy. Happy it's all fixed now, but these things you learn from as well, because like fight, I thought I was going to not breeze him, but I thought that it was going to be on my terms how the pace was, but he was definitely dictating the pace, and that's what got him in the trouble at the end. And I was able to put an educated decision down to throw 1-2 and make sure I had my head off a certain line so I didn't take another uppercut to the chin.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you. We all hate just anything near our eyes at all. Like, I've suffered hay fever in the past. Obviously not quite as bad. But like I can't even like open my eyes underwater or anything like that. So I'd hate to think what that would be like from a fighter's perspective, like from like full pelt sort of thing.
Yeah, put it this way. When I got home, I've had a stomach issues for years, and I had to go to the hospital and get a colonoscopy. Put it this way, I would rather the colonoscopy on my arse than I would that thing.
So, mate, oh yeah, totally with you over there. Yeah, anything else is fine, but just don't touch the eyes.
Yeah. It was wrong.
Man, dreadful. That's crazy. Oh, I ain't got control of this mouse.
There you go.
Oh, it's gone backwards. That's why you put it that way. Yeah, let's go back and you've spoken before about getting that fight back against I'm going to bollocks his name up. I do remember saying it right, and then a few times on the watch log. Vaslav Borshev.
Yeah,
I think I've said it.
Yeah.
Did I nail it right?
No,
you know, which is the only loss on your record. He was very good defensively against you, and his footwork kind of caused you problems at times. Have you thought about the things you would love to correct from that fight, and can you tell us what they might be?
Listen, I could beat that guy 9 out of 10 times if it was my UFC debut or it was like the pressure wasn't on. I had to go out there and I wanted to put on a performance, and I wanted to, like, at the end of the day, like when you go into that show, you're selling your product. You're not going out there. Like, for instance, like Mark Day Casey's a good training partner of mine, a friend of mine, and like he beat him fair and square. Like, he had absolutely nothing from Mark Day. But in that sense, that sort of win in the Contender Series would never have provided me the shot I got back. You know, like the UFC specifically said to me that they want me back because of the performance that I put on and because of the weight cuts and stuff like that I went through. So looking back, I'm happy that it worked and happy that I put on that performance. And at the end of the day, when you go on that show, it's like a job interview. You're looking to so like you're looking to impress the judges and impress Dana White and stuff like that. So listen, like, kill or be killed, as they say. So I went out there and, like, now I've suffered a knockout. Like, what's the worst thing now? Like, suffered it, I've came back from it, and the thing was, like, when you get knocked out, you don't remember it. So it's like, that was fine. It didn't even hurt. So happy days.
That's it. Yeah, well, you were touching on your UFC debut there. Like, the cards are filling up now. And is there any sort of timeline you're looking to get in there to make your UFC debut?
I'd hope for November. I've been hassling my manager, my poor manager. He must hate the sickest sight of me. But I'm always texting, I'm always asking him about what's going on. So I'm hoping November. If he comes back with December, what's another 4 or 5 weeks going to do? So I'm just looking to get another win by the end of the year. To continue the momentum of the fight, because I feel like I'm a momentum fighter, and I've not been the most active in my pro career. So I just want to this year have 3 fights. So I've had I've had 3 this year. No, 2. And then if I have another one, that's 3. And then next year get 4, and that would be fantastic, and a couple of 50k bonuses.
Yes,
love that.
Is it safe to say that we've still yet to, well, we're clearly still yet to see the best from you, but in terms of like with how you're going to thrive in front of the crowd, is that something that's just going to elevate you even more coming into like a debut?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, man, like, I don't know if you've looked at my record. I've only went the distance once, and that was my last fight in London. So that was feeling out process. So like, people just think I'm a knockout guy, so they're going to get a fright when they try and do other things, like try and wrestle me, try and do jiu-jitsu. So I'm always working, and I always post on Instagram and stuff like that, but nobody really sees what I'm actually doing. My girlfriend sees what I'm doing, and she doesn't hate it, but she before I got my shot in the Contender Series, my girlfriend says, like, when are we going to start reaping the rewards for all this hard work that you're putting in? Not only the sacrifice from my end, it's a sacrifice from her end, because she's filling in for me when I'm away, and she's at home with the wee one. So it gets quite tough at that sense. So that was like a point in my mind. I was like, right, oh, Jesus, shit,
was that the microwave?
Yeah,
it was the door.
First round, ding ding.
Who are we going now?
Yeah. Did you shit yourself as well? Because I did.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's great that you touched
last
base
10
on
seconds.
That.
Yeah. So my girlfriend puts in the sacrifice as well, and that was a kind of tough. And I was like, this needs to work this time. This needs to fucking. I need to, like, listen, I'm still in the same position that I was before. Like, I haven't had the money from that UFC contract yet, so it's not much you get paid for the Contender Series, but it's definitely more than what you UK. So wait and see, and wait to see that I'm going to show everybody that what I'm worth and how I'm going to fight. And I want to be in the kind of the list of the Justin Gaethjes, the Donald Cerrone's, guys that are exciting. Because I don't know about you, man. Like I could maybe ask you who your favorite fighter is, but not always people's favorite fighters or champions and stuff like that. You know, like you have favorite fighters like Khabib or whatever. You know, it's always like the Conor McGregor or the Donald Cerrone, the Justin Gaethje. You know, stuff like that. You know, so like I want to be in that kind of stratosphere of those guys, and obviously the title would be a long-term goal, but I'm nowhere near that at the moment, so I'm not even thinking about that. I'm actually listening to a book at the moment that talks about goal setting, and he's very specific about your goals, and I'm doing the right thing with my goals, because obviously if I was to say to you right now I'd want a UFC belt around my waist, he would say that's unachievable at this moment in time, and that can dishearten your goals short term. So set your goals a little bit shorter and use them as a stepping stone on a ladder. So I've actually joined the UFC, which is a long time dream.
Yeah.
So now the next goal is to start chapping into that top 20, top 10. And then moving from there.
That's certainly a good mindset to have. And, you know, I see you touching on the Michelangelo quote a lot there, because, you know, I'm aware of that from the days of watching GSP, because GSP is my favourite fighter of all time. And, you know, he kind of almost set a bit of a blueprint almost in terms of what sort of mindset you should be going into it. But then on the other hand, you know, you do a lot of like visualization and things like that, because I think I've tapped into some of the things that Conor McGregor did on his way up, and you know that the way he sort of carries himself has come from visualization and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, visualization is massive. Like the power of the mind's even greater, and it can also be your kryptonite as well. So having that balance is very, very important. And it was actually Faraz Sahabi that pushed all these fighters to read this book. And I was actually at a seminar on Saturday, and I'd heard about the book before, but I didn't really take notice of it. But the guy Tom that did the seminar at the weekend, I really enjoyed his way of coaching and his approach to fighting. So, you know, when you just kind of feel yourself gelling to somebody's coaching, you're like, I like this guy. Only once, and I was like, this guy. So I really listened to what he had to say, and I was in the hospital last night trying to get this eye sorted and stuff, getting a checkup, and I was in there for ages. So I was just listening to this book, and it was just passing the time. So it was a good wee eye opener, and just I'm doing all the things anyway. So it was just a good reminder that I need to make sure I'm on top of them, because they can slip away from me sometimes.
It's a great mindset. Love it.
Yeah, for sure. That's interesting. Just move on slightly a little bit off topic to what we're on now. You know, I see that you've spent some time at American Top Team. Can you tell us 2 questions, right? Who made you feel the most welcome, and who was the toughest sparring partner to date out of that gym?
Who made me feel the most welcome? Do you know what, man? Like I was in there with the top boys. I was in there with like Jorge Masvidal. I was in with Dustin Poirier, and they just treated me like I was just a training partner, which was fantastic. All the coaches, I couldn't actually pick somebody off the top of my head that made me feel the most welcome, but those guys were all as a group, and I could feel them wanting to help me, because obviously I'm quite early on in my career. So these guys have tips, and those guys are veterans, so they always had tips for me. But the hardest spar, the thing is, there's so many different ones as well, because over an American Top Team, it's not just like you've got a group of 5 people that's your team. So there was like, for instance, like if I was looking for some grappling training, it would be like Sydney Outlaw. He was to fight some Bellator. He was a fantastic spar for me, because obviously I'm working on all attributes of my game. So he's a guy that wants to take you down and ground and pound the life out of you. So it was good to get with him once a week. And then also I was sparring with, who else was I sparring with? Oh man, there was so many people I was sparring with. This is like Renato Moicano. Obviously, you've seen him on my Instagram stuff. Like, he was a great help, a Brazilian guy. You know, I wouldn't call one person the hardest spar, but I would say every person was the most helpful. You know,
Oh, that's good.
All right.
Yeah, just before we go on to we've got some fan questions coming in. I know you're early on and obviously just about to make your UFC debut, but do you have a dream fight in mind, or is that something that you're going to look for proper in the future?
He's actually just left the UFC, so Donald Cerrone would have been my dream fight. It's an absolute gutter that we managed to lose him, but you know, it's maybe I'll meet him at the UFC PI at some point.
Yeah, true.
Because he's always traveling, he's always moving about, isn't he? So
that's it.
He's a nice guy. Like there's not many people that that have that character and have that charisma that he does, you know. And most fighters look up to him, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely someone who stayed active, humble as always, and just, you know, kept at the grindstone really, and got a lot out of the sport. Now we're going to ask you a quick question from Angus Jenkins. What's up, Angus? He says, "Hi Chris, big fan and great performance on the Contender Series. I'm at Dundee University, and I got to ask what your thoughts are on the city." Good question.
Dundee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like Dundee actually. Dundee's a really nice place, good student town. And there's some good gyms up there. Obviously, Scott Malone, he's a Scottish guy. He's from up there. He trained in Perth for a little bit now. I'm not too sure where he's training now though. But yeah, lovely city. Some friends from up there as well. So yeah, great city. And if you're still watching, I'm doing a seminar in Perth. So it's not far away from Dundee. I'm doing that on the 17th of September. So if he wants to come along to that, he's more than welcome.
There you go. There it is. Sorting you out with a seminar as well. Lovely stuff.
There you go.
All right. Cool. It looks like you've got to jet off.
If you want to keep going, man, I don't mind doing it still.
All right.
It's all good.
Okay. All right. We've got one more.
I'm a multitasker, as you can see.
Multitasker. at least one of us is good at it. He just quickly, as he freezes ever so slightly there with a cheeky grin on his face. I think his phone is probably just switching over to the mobile. There we go. All right. So another one from Angus says, and also, any chance you're in UFC Paris? Would love to get a photo.
No, I'm not actually. I was actually offered a fight in UFC Paris.
Oh wow!
Which I turned down, which is kind of shit because I'm one of those guys that likes to take on opportunities.
Yeah.
Obviously, with this eye, I actually hurt my back in the fight as well, which was a bit of a pain. But I was offered a fight at lightweight. I was going to take it, but I'm glad I didn't because I've had a lot of problems with my eyes in the last couple of days. Nothing too serious, like just some things I need to take care of because obviously you've only got two eyes.
Yeah.
So
100%. Can't be going in there 80%, you know, or
doing the biz bin
7, yeah, or 2.
Yeah, walking about like fucking a pirate.
Yeah. Oh man, top question there, Angus. One more then, which was from we got one from Taylor Simons. He says, "What mixed martial arts legend or MMA fighter has been the most inspirational to you?"
Donald Cerrone for sure.
Yeah, should have known that.
But when I was younger, I had my nickname was Podgy, so I was a bit podgy when I was younger, a bit fat, and at night time, I didn't really like people calling me podgy, so I was like, at night time I would go and watch TV in my room before I went to bed, and what I'd done is I sellotaped a star on the button of my telly to make sure that I'd done 50 press-ups, 50 sit-ups, 50 squats, all that sort of shit, and I did maybe 200, 300 of those, like a couple of rounds. And that was to obviously try and lose weight at the time. And I remember being on Spike TV and watching something, and then all of a sudden it changed over to WEC. And that was the first time I ever seen Donald Cerrone fighting, and I remember doing push-ups and lying on my carpet on the floor and thinking, holy fuck, what was that? I like that. So ever since then, I was interested in fighting. So back in the day, my mum used to kind of sneak me off to boxing classes, which my gran and my grandpa. Like long story, I used to live with my grandparents. So my mum used to sneak me to the boxing classes because my gran used to hate it. So over a period of time, I then moved into kickboxing, and then obviously MMA kicked off as a kind of popular sport. So then that was where I made the transition to MMA.
Ideal timing, really. Ideal timing. That's amazing story.
Great story.
Yeah. Top mum. Got one from Sai real quick. This should probably be the last one here. It's not popping up for me for some reason. It's not popping up on the screen, but there we go. It says, there it's gone off again. It said, I was in a very sunny Scotland last week. Edinburgh, have you been to the Fringe Festival?
I have, yeah. The Fringe is brilliant. So I'm glad it's actually back open now, because everything with COVID and stuff like that has been terrible the last couple of years. But the Fringe is a really good place to go if you're a student or you're out drinking and stuff like that. But obviously, I've got a young family just now, so we're getting the most of it, get to the parks and stuff like that, do daddy duty, stuff like that. So, but yeah, my mate offered for me to go to the Fringe. Do you guys watch?
He's frozen. I'm on edge now.
Called James English.
Sorry, can you repeat that last little bit again?
Still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Do you guys have you heard of a podcast called James English?
James English? No. Is he a comedian?
No. He does podcasts and stuff like that.
Okay.
Has guests on, and there was a guy called Marvin Herbert.
Okay.
And he's like a criminal from England, and so he had like a kind of, not a stand up, but like a kind of show and tell, if you like. So he was there, and my mate Bevy and Blair were down watching that at the Fringe Festival. So there's a variety of things in the Fringe that's quite interesting. And Scotland, Edinburgh is quite a historic well. So anybody that's not been to Scotland, obviously would go to Edinburgh. It's a nice country.
Yeah, I've only been through it myself. I went to a wedding there. That's the only time I've been there with my family once. But I would love to try Fringe Festival and things like that. I've never really been there myself. Maybe one day, who knows? That's
last one, Celtic or Rangers.
Well, I don't actually support football.
Okay, that's all right. That's fine then. All right.
Footballers and stuff like that, like Rangers and Celtic, 90% of them go for like trying to get themselves a fight. Like they try and fight the game and stuff like that. And I'm like, why would you bother doing that when you could actually just go and like go to a boxing gym? And I think that I'm not keen on the kind of stigma that comes with it. So for that reason, I try and stay well away from it. I support my country, Scotland, and I mainly like to go to watch the rugby. That's my main thing.
Oh yeah, they qualified for the World Cup, didn't they? So that's in November as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have a showdown very, very soon. All right, so yeah, we'll probably pretty much wrap it up there then, because we got a few minutes until you're pretty much gonna go and get your massage. Didn't really quite get our names.
With a happy because
Sorry, what did you say?
With a happy ending.
Yes, you know it.
I'm only saying that because my girlfriend isn't here now, so fingers crossed she doesn't. Well, saying that, actually doing my massage, so I fucking hope it's not got a happy ending to it.
No, well, you'll get a black eye, another black eye. You lose your other eye next when you get home. Didn't really get to introduce ourselves because we was a bit of a rush coming into here. But I'm JK, and this is Ash to my right here. So yeah, it's been a pleasure meeting you, Chris. And look, all the best, sorting the eye out, and of course getting yourself in there towards the end of the year. Can't wait to see whatever card you get put on next.
Yeah, but I want to see a DM for when you do get a fight announcement. Lovely.
Look, agent over here. Look.
Well, thanks for having me on anyway, guys, and thanks for your time. And
thank you for your
sorry
time.
it was a bit rushed.
Oh no worries,
Don't be
Chris.
silly.
Yeah, maybe hopefully down the line we can get you back on when you've had your first win or two. Have you got any shout outs before we go?
Just want to thank all my sponsors and stuff like that, obviously, because without them I wouldn't be where I am today. I've got RG Autotech, Still Game Bullies. I've got a CBD company called Flora Fusion. I've got Rosslock Cut Travel. All these guys have been a massive help, especially in this camp. This camp was kind of tough on the money side of things because obviously I went to America. So I really appreciate what those guys do for me. Those guys are not just sponsors because they feel that they would gain something from me. I think they do it because they're a fan and they also enjoy and like me as a person and like to see me fight. So personally, I want to just thank all of them. And I'm looking forward to the future and be able to help their business. Obviously, now that I'm in the UFC and there's a lot of eyes on me. After all the knockouts is going to happen.
The bonus is coming your way. Yeah,
love that. Any discount codes for the viewers?
What was that, mate?
Any discount codes for the viewers?
Yes. So Flora Fusion has got Chris D10.
Chris D10.
So you'll get your 10% discount. Who else have we got? Trying to think as well. I've also got my own merchandise. It's called The Problem, and it's on my page. If you go into my bio on my Instagram, you'll be able to see the t-shirts and stuff like that.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll ask the guy that helps me run that and see if I can get myself a discount code, and I'll fire it your way.
Super. Yeah, there you go. All right then, sweet. Discount code has just popped up there. We'll post the links and stuff in the description of the video in just a sec. All right.
Wraps it up. Well, thank you.
Nice one, Chris. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, and enjoy your massage.
Enjoy that massage.
Enjoy it too much, will you?
I can't promise nothing.
All right, nice one, Chris. All the best now.
Take care.
Speak soon.
Cheers, lads. Speak to you soon.
Ciao. In a bit, guys.
Bye.
Pow.